This is Zachariah. He was born 14 years ago in Costa Rica. He lived there for 7 years. So have you ever heard of that idiom or the statement that man plans and God laughs? Heard that before? So we had this whole plan, water birth. We had this coolest house that we lived in. It was a small finca. There were fruit trees and, oh my God, 5 different kinds of limones. Here in the United States, you don't even know that. There's green and yellow. Everywhere else in the world, there's like 20 different kinds of limes that are just amazing. There were bananos and plantanos and mangoes. There was everything, grapefruits and oranges and cas. You have cas in Puerto Rico? You make a drink out of it. It's always filled with gusanos. They're horrible. Okay. Better off now. So gusanos are worms. I'm sorry. So anyway, the house had this monstrous bathroom on the master bedroom, but everything there, because of the humidity and the bugs, it's not like the post and beam. There's no wood. Everything is concrete cinder blocks. So because of that, there's no need for separation. So like if this was the shower, there's no stall. You don't need a stall. Like here is the tile, and the tile just keeps on walking to where you would stand for the bathroom or the toilet or whatever. We had this monstrous big tub, right? But in this house, cut out about 4 by 6 foot in the roof of the bathroom is open, like open. So I would shower, when it was raining, I'd shower in the rain. It was the coolest thing. So anyway, long story short, we were going to have in the big tub the water burn. But my wife's water broke 6.5 weeks early, which normally wouldn't be a problem, but everything gone. And they monitored for a little while, and they said, no, it's got to be now. So here he comes into the world 6.5 weeks early, weighed 5¼ pounds, and this thing was tiny. And it was our first foray into parenthood, first of all. Second, we're in a foreign country, right? And we could say third world up until second world kind of thing. Socialized medicine. To give you an idea, there was one hospital that was private, that was by our house. That's where we went. It was a conglomeration between a company in Costa Rica and Baylor, Texas Med School. Jack was the first virtual vaginal birth. So it was us two, him coming, and 16 attendants, nobody else on the floor. All the lights were off. I mean, it was a mess. He comes, like, well, what do we need to do? But we take care of it. He starts growing. At about 8 months, 9 months, he gets whooping cough. Does anyone who has a child here had their child have whooping cough? Okay. So, has anyone here seen, physically, not a video, of a child with whooping cough?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You want to describe it? Pleasant?
No.
Not so pleasant.
No.
What does it look like?
It's really scary. It's the point you don't think they can breathe. You think
That's pretty scary, right? Now just imagine that that's your child, right? So, third world country, born early, and here is this gift that was given to you, the most precious thing in the world that you can't imagine anything ever happening to, looking up at you, gasping for breath. Eyes bulging, the sclera of the eyes red, their nail beds blue, their lips blue, and then you have 2 chiropractors for parents. So what do? Right? When is it an emergency? Is it an emergency? Are there emergencies? Of course there's emergencies. Medics are perfect for emergencies. We want medics. We like medics. We can get along with them. We can talk to them. They can be our friends. We can have a professional relationship with them. They're awesome. But for us, where is the line? So here it is, Zachariah gasping for breath. So what do? What do? I check him. Right? Because that's what I was taught. I check him. So I have a infant NCM, neurocoulometer. That's what I was trained to do, check for nervous system interference. And I ran a scan on him, and he actually was in pattern, right? So I gave him an adjustment. What did Andy Roberts think with that adjustment? What did I think? What do you think I thought? I thought he would start breathing. Like, hey, he would just, and start laughing and then playing. And what do you think happened? Nothing. Not a blessed thing. The line straightened. I cleared the graph. I made the adjustment. His body, innate, took the force and made the chiropractic adjustment. But you know what? Tears were still rolling out of his eyes. Tears were still rolling out of my eyes as he was gasping for air. We took him into the bathroom, shut the door, put on the hot water to steam. Nothing. I checked him once every hour. First hour, clear. Second hour, clear. You know what his breathing was like? Absolutely the same. He couldn't breathe. Everything was blue. His eyes were red, bulging. Do we take him? He's clear, right? After like 9 hours of this, do you know what I was thinking? Every time I scanned him? Praying what? What do you think I was praying? That a pattern would come back. Show me a break. Please. I almost wanted to jiggle it subconsciously so a pattern would arrive so that I could do what? Put a thrust on him. Because thinking that my thrust would be magical. The chiropractic adjustment will cure everything. But I knew I had to do the right thing. And the right thing was remaining objective. And remaining objective means doing what I was taught to do. Make the scan. If the scan shows clear, it's clear. You leave it alone. If the scan shows that he's carrying nerve pressure, make the adjustment. Everything's running through my head as the parent of this child is struggling to breathe. The story that was told of Lyle Sherman and BJ about the person with seizures. Everybody know that one? You've heard that one? So there's a person that came to the BJ Palmer Research Clinic that had seizures, approximately like 25 a day. Started, everything worked up. Spinal grafts done, neurocalligraph readings, everything was done. Adjustment was given by no other than Lyle Sherman himself, cleared the graph. That next day, the seizures shot to about 50. As they're walking by in the corridor at Palmer School of Chiropractic, BJ's walking here, Lyle's walking this way. Lyle says, oh, Dr. Palmer, can I ask you a question? Yeah, what's going on? Well, describes the case. BJ asks Lyle, well, what did the post-scan show? He showed clear. So BJ kind of makes a face like, okay, and walks away. Lyle walks his way. Next day it shoots up to like 75, 80. BJ in the hall. Dr. Palmer, can I ask you a question? Explains the same thing. BJ asks. BJ asks, what the graphs say? Lyle says, clear. BJ says, dude, what are you asking me for? Kind of. That was a little stretch. I added a little extra. And walks away. Next day he comes, and it's up to like 100 and change. 100 and change seizures. Lyle's a little bit... Now, we're not talking about Lyle's like some student, right? Everybody knows who Lyle Sherman was. That was BJ's right-hand man. He was the assistant director for the longest time of the BJ Palmer Research Clinic. He was his most trusted chiropractor. And he's getting nervous a little bit. Stops BJ literally there, again in the street, in the corridor at Palmer. And BJ says, what? Says 100 and something seizures. BJ asks him, what does the scan say? Clear. BJ says, Lyle, he asked me one more time, you're fired, and walked away. Next day, it shoots down to 60, to 40, to 10, to 0. This is what's running in my head. Okay? I've had a lot of great mentors that mentored me in my chiropractic career, so they're sitting on my shoulder, but I'll tell you what, they had a good fight from the emotional side of Andy, watching my child struggle to breathe. 15 hours goes by. Like the car's running. Ready to go to the hospital. Is it still an emergency? Check them every hour. Clear, clear, clear. No, I have to trust. I have to trust in what was taught, what was right, what I know the principles of chiropractic to be. 23 hours up. All 23 hours. Both of us. I'm not great. My wife's up for 23 hours. Zach's up 23 hours trying to breathe. We're complete friggin' messes. He does this. Does one of the coughs, and then does, and breathes out. I can't tell you the release of tears that I cried in that moment, and he would breathe smoothly from that point forward. He fell asleep, literally, like 2 minutes later, slept for like 10 hours straight, and then got up and was hungry and played. I want you to understand that those chiropractic principles that we're founded upon are solid as bedrock. And the law of life, of which this is described in those principles, are equally as solid. You as students, and even docs, are going to get so bombarded with such crap that you are not going to have any other chance but have doubt in your head. And that doubt is what kills.